What's good, YouTube? I'd like to welcome you to my channel. My name is Jay, and I'm a respiratory therapist. If you are seeking to take the TMC exam, then you are in the right place. I'm 63 years old, and I recently passed the TMC exam and the clinical sim exam, and I want to help you to do the same thing. This is respiratory therapy essential for the TMC exam. Tonight, as you can see behind me, we're talking about capnography, and without any further ado, let's do this. In the center of the board, at number 1, we have a graph of a normal capnogram. It is large and is reading up in the 30s and 40s. And there's a circle where the plateau is, pointed by the black arrow. This is a normal graph with a plateau. And graph number 2 is a small waveform with a run meaning there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because the capnogram is running a little too fast. This represents hyperventilation or dead space disease. It's too fast, and you should recognize it for the exam. On number 3, we call a large shark fin. The capnogram is reading nearly up in the 50s. This represents ventilatory failure because the reading is above 45, and this patient needs mechanical ventilation. And number 4, it is a small waveform type capnogram, and you can see there are less runs. So there's only 1, 2, 3 runs, and then it flattens out at the end. And because of this, the patient is disconnected from the machine. You will see this is very popular on the exam. The flat line means the patient is disconnected. To the left of the board are some things that you should remember and we'll see on the exam. Capnography is also called PET-CO2, PeCO2, EtCO2. Now, MBRC may not use the word capnogram or capnography, so you need to be aware of that and don't miss that on the exam. Capnography measures exhaled gas at the alveolar level. The machine itself is called an infrared absorption device. The PETCO and the PECO, or PETCO2 or PeCO2, correlates with the blood gas, PaCO2, plus or minus 3. Capnography is used to monitor ventilation continuously. You should never forget that, because ventilation is our number 1 life function. Now, you don't see these machines on the floor, on the medical floor. You're going to see these machines like in ICU or CCU. On the right side of the board, if the capnography reads low or 0, your patient needs mechanical ventilation. Do not forget that. If the capnograph reads low or 0 and there is no disconnect, the patient needs mechanical ventilation. Whenever there is an airway resistance problem, this is identified by the absence of the plateau that we were talking about on number 1, that circle. The waveform will have an absence of that plateau, which represents airway resistance. Now, when you're bagging a patient, the PETCO will read low, and then it will rise when you continue CPR or start CPR. Point being that there is no CO2 at the alveolar level if the patient is not ventilated. But don't be alarmed that the PETCO will read low, then it rises. ETO2 monitor should be attached to the ET tube. And you should always remember that yellow is mellow. We all remember that in seminars and in school. The last note for capnogram tonight: if the PETCO reads low and the ABG-PCO2 is normal or high, you may have a pulmonary embolism. So you need to get a VQ scan. Our best test to determine pulmonary embolism. Our best test to determine if the patient has a pulmonary embolism. You will see that on the exam. As a matter of fact, you need to master everything on this board. Screenshot it. We don't want you to do any note takings on this exam. You did note takings in school. You did note taking in your seminar. All I want you to do is have a brief reminder of what you may see on the TMC exam. And I have made it my point to give you only things that are essential to the TMC exam. Okay, people, I'm back. And there you have it. Take it from the old man. You will see these things on the TMC exam. And I know that if you master these things on the board, you won't have any problem when it comes to capnography for the TMC exam. Hey, now do me a favor. Hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel. Turn on the notification bell because I'm giving you a video every week. And until next time.